All right. It says we are live. Welcome, everyone, to the 10th episode of the Dojo Kun Shill Shack. And the fun we're going to have tonight is we're not actually going to shill any books, although a lot of these are still available. So if you tend to like our selections, you can definitely go out and get them, particularly at cgnow.net. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this sort of in a round robin fashion. I'm going to have a slide presentation, which if you know me at all, you know that that's my wheelhouse. I have fun with those. And what we'll do is we're going to display each of these judges' selections for each of our pretty cool categories. So let me introduce our cast tonight. With us as my guest co-host tonight is Rick Saylor. Rick, thanks for being here. And my other judges are Ali Sanguis, Neffarious, and Lord Crackhead, Jeremy. So thank you all so much for being here. This is going to be a lot of fun. I want you to know that I want the chat to know that they didn't know each other's selections. I'm the only one that knew all of the selections from all of us. And I also want you to know that I didn't change any of my selections based on what they said. So if we had any duplication, that's just organically how it happened. So there is a little bit of duplication, but you'll also find it pretty cool that in some categories, all five of us had a different selection, which is kind of fun too. So what I'll do is first of all, let's say hey to folks in the chat. We've got Ibex Universe came on at first. Aerith tried to steal first, and Ibex called him out on that, but thanks for being here. Aardvar Creations, let's see, Snuggy Jr., El Padrino, Tentacle Pentacle, always fun to have that name to say in the chat. Aldous on the Farm, just off Orwell Lane. Thank you for being here, Aldous. Nefarious is in the chat as well as on the panel, and so is Jeremy. Rob the Replicator is here. Thanks for joining us. Rich Ayala, thank you for being here too. It's exciting to see this many folks, and I think I've caught up. And what I've asked my guests to do is they'll be watching the chat while I've got the slideshow going, because I won't be able to see the chat. It's going to be full screen for me. But so let's go into that right now. I will go to my presentation. And, oh, you know what? Haha. Let's not boomer this too heavily. First, I have to add it to the stream. And now I go like this. Okay. Hopefully, tell me if you can see this full screen with the banner. Anybody?
I see a thing.
I see full screen. I don't see a banner though.
You don't see best of 2021 CG?
No.
Oh,
no.
boy.
I see the StreamYard though.
Yeah, don't just the black screen and us on the corner.
Well, I did share window, so I'm not sure what
Got this. I believe in you.
If you want a banner going on the bottom, you have to go to on the sidebar there.
Nope. What I'm trying to show is a PowerPoint presentation in slideshow mode. But if I can't,
that would be a different window, wouldn't it?
Yes. Well, I did share a window, so let me just I'll remove it and go back to sharing screen. See if we can't pull that up.
Technical difficulties, folks. We will be right with you, I promise.
So yeah, I've got a boomer at least once on every show. It's a thing.
It wouldn't be a CG stream if we didn't have a little bit of boomerism from time to time.
That's right. So, all right, share screen. Now, so she's saying I need to go to window. Let's see if that works. Add it to the stream. And then go to my presentation. Can you see that now?
No, it's just the StreamYard. You go to window and then you click on the open window.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever your PowerPoint is open, you have to click on that under window. There should be like different choices.
When I go to window, the only thing is the StreamYard screen.
Do you have your PowerPoint open?
Yes. Here's what I'll do. I will instead go to entire screen. Tell me if this shows you the PowerPoint.
Yes, now I see it. Yes.
Okay.
It's the thumbnail for the stream.
Yes, that's what should be showing right now. Now, if I go down here to slide presentation, please let me know if that then fills the screen with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Phew. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Let's get
got
right
it,
to
folks.
this then. So I put.
Frequency Girl says if it's minimized, it won't show up in the list.
Oh, okay. So I put a few slides in there with the Stone Lantern just so I didn't show any of the categories ahead of time. So this was the criteria that was given to the judges with a lot of input, and I thank you very much from Neffarious. The original categories I had selected were, pretty standard, kind of boring, and he said, you know what, I think what we want to do is really spice this up and have some other categories, and I loved the ideas, so I incorporated them. Number one, the judges must have read the comic book that they're nominating. Can't vote for an IP that has not yet been fulfilled. So while I'm sure we all love the idea of Kenneth Rocafort's Groken, we don't have it yet. So, and I know that's no fault of his right now, but we don't have it, so he couldn't qualify. Number three, it's okay to include someone who is kind of CG or CG adjacent, but be prepared to support their inclusion. I have one example of one of my selections, so I'm following my own rule too. And then the categories. We have the best female superhero design in a CG comic, best villain in a CG comic, silliest character in a CG comic. And hey, like I say here, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Maybe that character is silly and you love it. That's fine. Best representation of a target genre in a CG comic, best value made available on a CG campaign, best cover, best rookie creator in CG in 2021, person providing the best support to CG and CG creators. And however they wanted to define best support is great, but of course they need to support their selection or selections. Best artist on a CG comic, best writer, and then the creme de la creme, the best overall CG comic for the entire year of 2021. Okay, so we're going to start out with best female character design in a CG comic, and the first judge that we'll go to is Ali, and she chose Heidi from Monster MD by Von Klaus. You want to tell us about that selection?
Yeah, I didn't even actually have the book when I decided that, and you hadn't even told me to do this. I was just like, I remember I first saw it, and I was like, that is definitely the best female design because it's simple, but it remains suggestive. You can tell, that she's still feminine. But it's also really unique. Like I'd never seen anything like that before.
I tend to agree. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, and
good choice.
she's her own character. Like she doesn't need her character doesn't rely on anything else to build her up. She's just who she is. You're looking at Air and you're like, wow, that's really sexy Air.
Right. Okay. So, Jeremy, you had selected Diane from War Party by Justin Murphy, better known as Professor Murph.
Yes, I did. This was a really, really fun book overall, but the character that he crafted was just, I mean, she's beautiful, she's strong, she's powerful, and she seems to be the focal point heading forward for the War Party IP. I know we're going to see her in all these different time periods and stuff. So, yeah, just overall design and for how badass she is, I went with her.
Okay, good choice. Nefarious, you picked Aerith from Aerith Saga Tape 2 from Brian Bitvitas. How about that choice?
I did. I like to consider the other parts of the character in addition to just like the visual representation. And Aerith is, a cyber assassin, ninja pop star bride with a giant friggin' demon sword who loves tacos. I found that exceptionally unique, and it stood out for me as the best conceived female character. I love Diani, and I loved Monster MD as well. But just something about that character stood out for me.
And also, too, Neff, you got permission to reveal something here. I guess he's already revealed it, but you wanted to talk about it too. So let's bring that up for a second here.
So right here, real quick, you can see that her regular outfit has the leopard print pants and the punk rock, halter top thing and the gun and the sword and everything. But when I think of Aerith, I think of her as the promised bride, because that was kind of what she was conceived of in Tape 1, which is around here somewhere. I'm so disorganized. Oh, here was War Party, by the way. But yeah, do you have the thing to show, or should I show?
Yep, I brought it up.
Right. Yeah, she was originally like shown off as in this bride dress, and I thought that was like the coolest giant friggin' sword, full on lacy, you know, like feminine but also badass, like hyper masculine element in there. I really like that. I haven't seen stuff like that.
Good choice. So, Rick, in our first duplication, you agreed with Lord Crackhead that Diane was a good choice. What did you think?
Yeah, she's a good character. I think it'll get even better as the next couple issues come out. She's good looking. She's badass. Simple.
Well, I can go so far as to say I totally agree because I selected Diane as well.
Wow.
But my selection, quite honestly, despite agreeing with you and Jeremy with regard to what I think the future holds for this character, I'm going to actually maybe break it right down to I love the color scheme. The browns and tans with that stark white. I love what he did with the colors. I love what he did with, this, like I chose to show you the painted figure he did. It was stunning. And I think he really put together a great character there.
Yeah.
So, Ali, you're the first person I'm going to call on to please let us know. Did anybody in the chat let us know who their best female character was?
Some people said Team Dwarf.
Well, I guess there's some female dwarfs.
Mo said hi
Rob
to
said
me.
you're all wrong.
Yeah, that's the only thing I saw was Rob the Replicator said we're all wrong, but he hasn't corrected us on why we're wrong.
Nicholas.
Oh, there it is.
Nicholas Greer said Diane is a great character.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
And
All right, well, did
Mo
Rob
said
tell us who?
Heidi gets all the attention, but Lady B Rose is also invisible.
Well, when you're imaginary,
Better than being Phoenix.
Okay.
Where is it? The chat's
Rob
going
tell
so
us?
fast. Holy cow. Did Rob tell us?
Yep, he did.
Where is it?
It is towards the bottom.
Rob says Ghost.
Oh, Ghost. Okay.
Of course, he chooses his character.
Well, that's his character.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Robocopter. That's not
And you know
fair.
what? You know what, Rob? Your book isn't eligible because we don't have it yet.
Yeah.
I was going to
And
say, I can't
that'd be
even
like-
know who it is.
That'd be like me nominating my book. Like, come on.
You're right. As far as we know, it doesn't exist yet. Although we do know that Bancroft was coloring it, so there's that. Well, anyway.
Aerith says Juanito is the best female character.
Juanito? Is he talking about El Padrino?
Sexy man.
Okay, let's move it along. The next category is the best villain in a CG comic. And Ali, your choice was the Rotting Golem from Grave Roberts. Tell us about the choice you made there.
It's intensely creepy and unsettling. I just thought that it was a really cool concept. That was actually part of why I actually read the book a few times, was because I wanted to get more of a sense of this creepy character.
Yeah, it's like a flesh golem. You can picture him like digging up bodies in order to make the golem.
It
Like
does
when
look really cool.
When I look at him, I'm like, oh, I know what he smells like.
Yeah, right. Sickeningly sweet. Rot.
Exactly, right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay, Lord Crackhead, let's have a look at who you picked. You picked Le Maréchal from The Lucent.
Yes,
Michael Bancroft.
Yes, I did. Really, this was hands down my personal favorite villain in all of CG's history. I mean, he's really dark and mysterious, but you can tell Bancroft does a really good job, getting across the fact that this guy is going to be a major player and he's really, really powerful. They start to explain what the Lucents are, and they make reference to him being, the most powerful one. So I like the dark and mysterious aspect to him, but you can tell he's also really powerful. So
yeah,
favorite.
it was great to see in the Lucent that pretty much everybody feared this character. When he showed up, everybody wanted to run. The one guy, as soon as he showed up, basically was resigned to the fact that he was going to die. So.
He's got some kind of big rep, you can tell. So I'm looking forward to big things from him in the future, and I think Mike will deliver on that.
Agreed. Okay, Nefarious, you picked Akula from The Ace by Edwin Acevedo. Tell us about your choice.
Cover. is a shark man from outer space. He's a bounty hunter, and he's eating the ace's face. I think the best thing about Akuma can be summed up in the one page where the ace grabs him and brings him up into space as a way to like subdue him. And Akuma says, "Enough! None can contain Akula." And he throws him off and then falls back through the atmosphere and says, "I demand a warrior's death." That's
Right. He's badass. That sums it up.
I also like him more than I like the main character. Like, I'm reading the book for him. Like, I know he kind of becomes an ally in book 2, but that's who I'm invested for. I'm invested for the shark.
Okay.
Yeah, I love
That's
that design.
cool. Yeah. So, Rick, you picked the Shanu from Graham Nolan. Tell us about that choice.
Well, I was gonna pick Akuma, but Shanu reminded me of like an old 50s, black and white horror.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like the first horror book we got, I think, in CG with kind of like a monster in it. So
Okay.
I had to pick it. It's just a simple monster.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to have to say that I have yet another duplicate. I agreed with Nefarious, and I picked Akula for many of the same reasons, but I really like the big, bulky, anthropomorphic characters. Like, there have been a couple characters who were like a Loxodon, which is like a man elephant. I like those. I like the bears, like Ursa Major from, well, currently he's in the Avengers, but from the Guardians, the Russian, basically, version of the Avengers. So this character, Akula, is like that, and definitely I was interested in the book, basically because of that cover. Like Neff alluded to, I wanted to see more about that character. Okay, did anybody in the chat tell us about their favorite villain? Let's ask Jeremy if you could let us know.
See if I didn't see any.
I saw. No, that was for female character. Yeah, we didn't get any villains.
See, except for Mo, it says best villain, the gatekeeper, Michael Bancroft. Nicholas Greer. Nicholas Greer likes the Shanu as well.
Oh, okay. Did anybody say B-Rose?
Surprisingly, no B Roses and no Robs, unfortunately.
The hell? Okay. Well, let's move on then. We'll go to the silliest character in a CG comic. Now, for this one, it's a little bit of a breaking the rules from Ali because she picked somebody who's not in a CG comic. But it's my stream. I'm going to let it slide. Tell us why you think this is a silly character, Ali.
Well,
be careful, he's watching.
I know. That's why I'm like,
stream.
I mean, it's silly, but like it's also kind of brilliant because it represents something special about CG that nothing else has, that we can all create together, and it just comes naturally, and then everyone enjoys it.
And, I agree. There was a lot of silly aspects to it, squared cigarette, that there's been a little bit more of the lore added each time. So,
yeah, I
mean, that's silly. But like I said in the opening slide, silly doesn't mean bad. Silly means it was fun. So I'm with you on that one.
Bo, I suppose it's the thought that counts.
There you go. So, Jeremy, you picked The Wrecker from Graveyard Shift by John Malin and Mark Polton. Tell us about that selection.
I did, yes. This character really stood out to me in the supplemental, not in the supplemental, in Graveyard Shift Volume 3 with the new team that we got introduced to, and unfortunately it's short-lived. But he just has this great attitude. He's this big, juggernaut type character has this giant hammer that he swings around. But it was his personality that probably made me pick him. He's just got this hilarious. I can picture this, New York, Staten Island accent, smug talk coming from him. It was a real fun character.
Okay. All right. Nefarious, you picked Beard Zerker by Don Chin.
I mean, this is the silliest character of the year. It is a parody character of Berserker, which was created by Keanu Reeves. So this is Keanu Reeves as Berserker, but he's Beard Zerker, and it ties into all of Keanu's old movies. It's just this wonderful parody homage. The guy's beard gets bigger and he gets stronger. His he has a power metal axe guitar. He runs around with Cat Stevens, his little mascot, who's included after the cat Keanu from the movie Keanu. Like, Don really just put all of this thought into creating this parody character, and I think that is the silliest of the year.
He does make great parodies, and in fact, Rick agrees with you. He also picked Beardzerker.
Yep. That was a fun character, man. It made you laugh. Just all the little like Easter egg kind of stuff about it. It's funny, man.
Yeah,
I had to pick him.
Yeah.
That was a good book. Don Chin's underrated, and you pick up his stuff.
absolutely. Definitely sub to him on his channel. He's one of the nicest guys in CG. Very professional, even under adversity. If you don't know what I mean, look for the stream called A Civil Discussion.
Oof.
Yeah.
And the best smack talker we have in CG when it comes to the CG wrestling league we got. The dude is sharp, very sharp.
Right. Okay, so my selection for the silliest also has Mark Polton involved, but it's him and his son, Chase, having created Sea Dog, who's also known as Sea Dog, the rapper. Somehow, folks don't know that Sea Dog, the rapper, who is an anthropomorphic dog, is the same as Sea Dog, the superhero. But, that's like Clark Kent with his glasses, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, Nefarious, can you tell us, did anybody pick their favorite silliest character in a CG comic in the chat?
Rob's mohawk.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to change my my pick. I have to agree.
I might have to too. Jeez, that's a good one.
Okay,
I'm gonna stay by mine. I'm sticking with mine.
Okay. Let's go to the category. Sorry, best representation of a target genre in a CG comic. Now, I didn't ask the folks what genre they felt they represented, so if I picked the wrong genre, please call me out. But Ali, you picked Cobalt, Atlantis Thrashing, and I think you meant for the noir category. Is that right?
I was going for Cyber.
Okay. All right. Well, tell us about that choice then. This, of course, is by Jake Adams.
Yes. Because everything was very well thought out. I thought to represent that. I think on some stream where I first met him, he talked about that. Even down to the color scheme, and then his personal life added to like the heart of it. So
very good. Jeremy, you picked Monster MD's by Von Klaus. Did I pick the right genre? Horror.
Yes, you did. Absolutely. Yeah, okay. When I think of a good horror book in CG, this is the first one that comes to mind. I imagine it has, for a good diehard horror fan, this would have everything, all aspects covered. Good monsters, intriguing characters, a good overall storyline, good world building. So when I think horror, I think Monster MD.
And, in a lot of cases, particularly in the movies, they do throw in a little bit of humor here and there. And I think you did a fantastic job of that, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Nefarious, you picked Star Circuit by Joe Catapano. Did I pick the right genre? Cyberpunk?
Yeah. Joe wrote Tron meets Cyberpunk 2077. I played the heck out of that game, despite its bugginess. And I'm a huge fan of the cyberpunk genre. And no offense to your husbando, Ali, Jake Adams put out a great book, but I think Star Circuit better represents like the future dystopian element of cyberpunk that you're going to see with like the neon underworld and the street racing and the high-tech implants and upgrades and the drones, and just the characters were great. So yeah, he wins cyberpunk for me.
Well, I'm not offended, but the rules were like we had to have read the book.
Oh, that's a good point. You got me.
Yep. Okay, Rick, in this category, you picked Graveyard Shift. Did I correctly pick superheroes as the genre?
Yeah. Yep.
So why did Graveyard Shift represent superheroes as a genre best?
Well, I was going to pick Andy Smith's First Man, but I didn't get that book, so I couldn't lie. But John just, between the multiple characters, the story arcs, killing off characters, I think he just kind of put his finger right on it, like just a normal superhero book, kind of.
Okay.
that's about it. I mean, multiple
Well-
books coming along. You got, more time for stories to keep going. This was a hard one to pick because you could have put almost any book into this category. And the CG is so diverse on all the different style books we got.
Mhm.
But I saw Graveyard Shift because it was more of a superhero book.
Okay.
I kind of figured, from mainstream coming into here, you might see that and go, oh, okay, that's something we're used to.
So I also picked the superhero genre, but I picked Perfect 10 by Dave Brink to represent that. And I think some of the characters here might have actually been eligible for Silliest Character in CG comic, but I love the throwback to the fun characters that Image used to put out. For example, this is kind of this reminded me of Savage Dragon when I used to like Savage Dragon. I don't now, but you get the idea. Dave Brink writes a fun story with lots of characters, superheroes, supervillains. It's I think it's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's my pick. Did anybody give us in their chat, Ali, their pick for target genre?
B-Rose. B-Rose.
Bunch of
So
people.
Ivex said you'll replace them with Cerebum for Cyberpunk. And somebody else said Star Circuit. They agree. Mo said $4.99, but for the genre of eyesore.
Snuggie said
Snuggie called it
$4.99
Snuggie
for
said
horror.
Horror comic.
El Padrino said Dwarfs v. Lion for Teenage Romance. That's not out yet, though.
Yeah,
Padrino.
not out.
Teenage romance.
Cyberfrog for Action, so Ibex.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Dojo, who was the character in
Noir.
Perfect 10 who shot their fat all over everyone? Do you remember?
I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, but I can look it up.
But there's a character who basically voids their body fat all over people, and it's superheated body fat.
It's molten
gross.
fat.
Yeah, it's molten fat. And you're absolutely right. That's totally Savage Dragon-esque. I was like, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Ibex said
great.
Noirlum for best for Noir.
Doesn't count, Ibex. Follow the rules.
We don't have it yet.
Okay. I think let me go back to the bottom to double check. And yeah, I think that's it.
We're caught up on that? Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Checking the time here. Okay, doing good. Let's go on then to Best Value Made Available on a CG Campaign. And Ali, you picked Perfect 10 by Dave Brink.
I did. Because I mean, I might be a little biased, but also Perfect 10 came with a lot of cool goodies, but it also came with a bunch of comics that I'd never other genuine comics, like a whole pile of them.
Okay.
Which was a really fun, surprise. I didn't.
You got Earthling, right? You got the gallery book.
Yeah, and I did not expect it at all, so it made my day.
That was very cool. I agree.
But my bias remains, I think, because of my narcissism toward my voice.
Okay. Lord Crackhead, you picked Sovereign Wolf as the best value made available by Eddie Winkler.
I did, yes. This one stood out to me for best value in 2021, just in terms of everything that you got with it. It was a really, really big bang for your buck. It was a great book as well, with over 100 pages, and it just came with a ton of stuff, including a very, very nifty box that has become very, very popular in CG ever since he and Brian from Era Saga have started doing them. And this was just got a really lot for at the very lowest tier too, mind you. So this was the biggest bang for your buck for me.
Yeah, that box was a surprise, and I think it set a standard. I think you're right.
I actually bought 2 of those.
Nice.
The first one, I backed another one.
And I backed a variant cover later because I also wanted a sketch. So I got a sketch, and I was like, well, I don't want the same cover again, so I backed a variant.
Nice. Yeah, I got that beautiful Preston Acevedo cover, which was just awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
So, Nefarious, you picked Black Hops. Is that versus Common America?
It's the omnibus compendium of the two of them together. So
Okay, and this is by
Black
Tim
Hops
Lim and Mark
X
Pellegrini.
Common America. If you're familiar with any of those weird games from the island where weebs come from, there is like Tekken X Street Fighter, so it's like crossover. And there is Project X Zone, which is like all of the different SNK properties, like Yakuza and Mega Man and stuff. And they have all these weird, and that's Capcom, but they have all these weird like crossover series that are also RPGs. So I think the X is crossover. But this book,
this borders on Weeb.
What's that?
Are you saying that this
absolutely borders on Weeb? We've seen the art, Mark Pellegrini's art in here. Come on, like Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini do some great stuff. This book, it's got the soft touch lining and the spot UV, which I'm super a fan of. That spot gloss. It's got raised letters. It's a high quality book. It's hardcover. It's square bound. This plus this, $30.
Oh, that is a good value.
I don't think you can say more than that. Like it's high quality art, high quality interiors. Everything about it just really impressed me this year. So this base book was $10 by itself, and they got the shipping hella down. So I'm impressed.
Excellent. You're right. That does make it a good example.
He's surprised my nose isn't bleeding. Yeah.
So Rick, you picked Cyberfrog Blood Honey by Ethan Van Sciver. Why was this the best value to you?
Well, with Ethan, if you just back the book, it probably wouldn't be the best value. But the only way to back Ethan's get is like a executive box, because then you get everything. It's just when you open the box up, you get like 4 books. What Chomsky's he put in there, it's just the quality of art. Just to me, that was just their biggest bang for your buck. I mean, it's a little expensive, $200, but you get a lot of stuff. Every time I've got one of his boxes, it's just been full of just you name it, and then you put the high quality artwork in it. It's just it's a good deal.
All right, well, that sounds like a good pick.
I couldn't pick Shelby this year because his book ain't out yet, but that would have been the winner. You get like 14 ash cans, so you'll know my next year. But yeah, that's Cyberfrog. You can't beat it.
For my pick, I picked Aerith Tape 1, The Cantillan War by Brian Bitvitas. It came as a surprise to me. The box, of course, all of the things that came with the box, the art inside the box, the tissue paper that the book was wrapped in. I mean, there was a lot of quality, nice touches on that campaign that were, I think, very well thought out. I think he's a marketing genius, and I like to pick his brain about that kind of thing time and again. Hopefully I don't pester him too much, but yeah, this one here is, I thought, the best value made available last year.
Nice.
So Jeremy, do we have anybody mentioned there?
We certainly do. Got a few. Aldous on the Farm says his best value was Testament by Chimera.
Okay.
Nicholas Greer says 94 by Shelby Robertson. A few people, Arrogant Ape and Mo Biggs, both agree with you that Aerith Saga Tape 1, and I totally agree. I didn't back Tape 1 myself, so I was unable to vote on that personally, but it seems like that one was a really, really popular choice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if there's any more. The Warts and All, someone mentioned. Snuggie.
Yep.
Yeah, because the Warts and All book was really, really stuffed. I mean, it was Arrogant Ape, excuse me. And Ibex Universe said any Alterna campaign. He said those came really stuffed every time.
Good point. Yep. Samedi knows what he's doing too.
Alterna is your best bang for your buck in CG, hands down, man. When I got that box, I was shocked. I was like, "Wow, these books are actually nice." It was nice holding real floppies in your hand again.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're so cheap. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Hicksville agrees as well. Alterna.
I went out and got a bundle of alternate books too because of I like Downcast, so I made sure to get a few others as well.
Nice.
Okay, let's go on to the next category then. Best cover on a CG comic. Ali, you picked Grave Robbers by Passion for Drawing, Rob Schaefer. Tell us about that selection.
I did. I just love the movie poster style because I'd never seen that before, and it really sticks in my head. And it kind of I don't know if the word would be gaslit me, but it gaslit me for a second, and I was like, "Oh, is this going to be a movie?" I was like, "That would be so cool. Who did the animation?" And then I was like, "Oh no," but it would be cool. I like the movie poster thing.
I agree. This is a cool cover. When I got it and I opened it, I wouldn't say I was gaslit, but I was even for a moment confused. Like, is this the cover of the book? Is this a print?
Yeah.
What is this? I was like,
Yeah.
wait, I think this is the cover.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of cool. It was neat to experience that.
That was very cool.
Jeremy, you picked Graveyard Shift Visions by Kenneth Roquefort. I knew you were going to pick Roquefort in here somewhere.
Yeah, this was probably the toughest category for me personally. It came down between this and Joe Ball's Testament cover because I really, and Ethan's Villainous Scum. It's just there's so many good covers came out last year. It's just really, really hard narrowing them all down. But yeah, this Roquefort one just etched them out just a little bit, not much.
I can't imagine why.
It does have a butt on it.
Right?
Healthy
And a
with
very
the
nice
AAT. Yes.
It's all about the booty. Okay, Nefarious. Your pick, I wish I had this one so I could vote on it. Sakura Moon Indiegogo exclusive edition of She, Haikyuu by Billy Tucci.
Okay. It may not look like much. It is gorgeous. The sakura blossoms are all intricately done, but this cover has rhinestones in it.
What?
I have never seen this done. I don't know if you can see it, but there
How did
are
they do-
rhinestones
Oh, it's a
in
hardcover?
the cherry blossoms, in her clothing, all over here. There are rhinestones in the cover.
Is it a
And
hardcover?
My printer doesn't offer that option. So this wins best cover for me. It's gorgeous.
Nah.
Yeah, as you can see, it's also protected.
Wow.
Nefarious?
The majority of everything else. So
And
that wins.
can you hear us, Nefarious?
Yes, what'd you say?
Oh, and Allie has a question for you.
Oh yeah, what is it? Sure.
Was it hard? Is it hardcover? It's hard to see.
Yeah.
This is not. It is soft.
Oh.
Hmm.
How did they do
Yeah,
that?
it's weird. It's a floppy with rhinestone. I'm not going to take it out.
That's
I
awesome.
don't know.
No,
You know
don't
what?
take it
Give me
out.
2 seconds.
How did they do
What I
that?
did before when using.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it like a really thick cover stock?
Yes.
Okay, that's probably why.
Did they like glue them on or something?
I
Like,
don't
wow,
know.
that's
Do you see the
insane.
sparkles? Do you see the sparklies?
Yeah.
It's a nice looking book.
Oh, but you would never want to open it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just a cover. I'm never opening it. So I'm glad that I got it because that's what I'm going to look at.
Okay, so
Sparkly.
Rick, you picked a Preston Acevedo cover, Beardzerker, the Rainbow the Brute variant.
That's a good one too.
It was hard. There was a lot of good covers. I almost picked that She, the Cyber. I mean, there's at least 7 awesome covers. But this one with Rainbow the Brood on there, and you start looking at the detail. Acevedo's an amazing artist, man. That just a cat. Everything about this cover was awesome to me. It actually took me away when I first pulled it out because I backed all of his covers. And I was like, this Rainbow the Brute's a badass. I was like, that's definitely
First
one of the
appearance
best covers I
ever
got.
of Rainbow the Brute, too, in print.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's a Frazetta homage.
Yep.
It was definitely a hard challenge, man. It makes you think, especially with only being able to pick one creator.
Especially with covers. It's tough,
covers,
man.
It was tough, man. That's why it took me like a week. Oh,
Yeah, I had to pester a couple of my judges.
Yeah, me too. It took me a while.
So many books and the criteria, so I would put down something, and I'm like, shit, that doesn't qualify, and that's pulled off. It's like,
it was challenging. It was fun. The categories were definitely fun, and it was a little challenging, especially considering the criteria. So I enjoyed that part, but I feel what you mean.
So for me, what I did here is I picked somebody who I think is CG adjacent, not quite CG. I picked Jazz Singh and Jimmy Reyes with their cover to Dragon Rage. I mean, the line art in here is just so stunning, so crisp, so detailed. I just love this cover. Now, this is the second chance cover that I got. So, yeah, this just blew me away when I saw this. So, I think Jimmy, however, is now working with Malin, is he not?
Yes, he is inking Malin's and Phil the supplemental story for Graveyard Shift Volume 4 that Phil Diaz wrote.
Okay, so there's my in to include this book. Besides, it's my stream, damn it. Did anybody
Rules
in
are
the
meant to
chat?
be bent a little bit.
That's right. So, Nefarious, did anybody in the chat tell us their favorite covers?
We have had a few. Nicholas Gear said the glow in the dark cover of She, which was also good, but the soccer one was Indiegogo exclusive. So
Okay.
I definitely picked that. Snuggy Jr. said Downcast 3. I enjoyed the book. I don't know if I agreed with that, but Snuggy likes it, so we'll go with it. Mo Big says the ARO, the cover of ARO, because there is no cover, just straight with the action. So that's the best that we've got.
So it's modern art.
Yes.
Sell it for $1 million.
Yes.
I'm not seeing anything else. No, mostly Roquefort covers. Anything by Roquefort. Jim O'Reilly's The Embrace. That was a very good cover, Dean.
Oh, yes.
Jim O'Reilly cover of The Embrace is very good.
Who said that one?
Dean, of course, because it's The Embrace.
Okay, yep.
Arrogant Ape said Nuclear Warhead Samurai from
Did he?
Java.
That is a sleeper hit. I'm telling you.
Right. Okay, next up, we've got Best Rookie CG Creator in 2021. Ali, you picked Jake Adams.
I did. He's super talented, but also he's just really kind and helpful. You were saying like, oh, he's not innocent, but I can't help seeing him as just like this, innocent little, monkey. Like
An innocent young man, right?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't think that kind-hearted equals innocent necessarily, but we'll go with it. It's okay.
He's just got like those big, eyes and yeah. But he's just really nice. Like, and
cool.
he puts himself out there.
Well, he and I have a good friendship. We're going to be launching our projects together. We'll probably talk about that in a little while. But yeah, he is a great guy. I'm glad you selected him.
Oh
Lord
my
Crackhead,
God.
you picked Brian Betvitas.
I did, yes. Brian he really came out the gate really swinging, and he really stood out to me in terms of rookie creators with all of the innovative stuff he's doing in terms of the new marketing ploys and campaigns he's running, things that he's doing on campaigns that I've been CG for going on 4 years now, and I'm seeing stuff that I've never seen before in CG's history, and a lot of it is coming from the mind of Brian. So he got that title for me.
Okay, so Nefarious, I got to say that your selection surprised me, and what I mean by that is I don't think of this person as a rookie, but you're absolutely right. He is.
They are.
You picked Bancroft.
First book.
Yeah.
This is his first book.
True.
This
Very
is a
true.
stunning first book. I'm hoping that my book can live up to. I mean, I know it does, but I'm hoping my book can live up to the standards set by this book. The cover is great. Once again, it's got that beautiful UV spot gloss. The interiors are nice. It's great art. It's very, very good. Colors are good. Story is very interesting. I still have no idea what it's about, but I know I'm backing the next issue. And Bancroft as a rookie creator, we're talking about, his book that he put out. That's one thing. Look at the presence he's got too.
Yes.
Like as far as being rookie creators, he outranks everybody, with the sheer volume of people who are paying attention to him. I got to give it to him.
Good point. Rick, your selection was Noah McTutis from NTM Comics.
Yeah. It was this one was rough. I picked, it was actually between Aerith, Bancroft, and Noah. But Noah gets the win because what was he, 15 when he made this book?
Right.
Did it all by himself. This is like his 12th book that he's made.
Yeah.
This kid's got a massive future. He puts people twice his age to shame by his work ethic. Like, he's a phenomenal kid, man. I just figured, you know what? At 16 years old, I mean, I don't even want to tell you what I was doing then. Not making comic books.
Having friends.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm almost 4 times his age.
And then he got it done fast. It's like no excuses. It's just it was pretty impressive.
Agreed.
I mean,
For
especially
my
for what shit
selection,
Mo gave him. Oh, my
sorry?
bad. I said all the shit that Mo used to give that poor kid. Jeez.
Yeah.
He hardened him up.
He learned quick to have a thick skin, and I think he did well.
Definitely.
So for my pick, I picked Sovereign Wolf's Eddie Winkler. Eddie,
Awesome.
he really brought it on his first campaign as well. I mean, the artist he chose is one thing, but his writing was very impressive. This overall package was incredible, and I think that he remains optimistic but humble, and he doesn't have an arrogant confidence. He's just got I'm here to do this. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to give you quality product, and I give him kudos for that.
Yes, he's a very humble guy.
Nice.
So did anyone in the chat, let's see, I think it's Ali.
Oh
it's
yeah,
back
there's
to
a
you.
riot going on.
Yeah. Let me go back up and see. Here we go. Oh my gosh, people talked a whole lot here.
I do see Arrogant Ape and B Rose both agreed that with Jake.
Best rookie. I'm still at covers. Hold on. Okay. B-Rose said he'd also pick Jake.
Okay.
Dean said that I hate him. Snuggy said that Dojo's mansplaining me, which I deserve. Crazy Matt said I don't hate you. Oh my god. Okay. Robocopter said Brian's last name is Butt.
Fucking Rob.
Somebody else.
Wow.
Oh, Murph. Ibex said Murph and Dirk are the best new creators.
We don't have the book.
We don't have their book
Oh yeah,
yet.
no book out yet. Yeah.
Looks
Ibex,
like it's
if
gonna
you
be
keep
awesome,
breaking
but-
the rules, someone's gonna time you out, man.
Arrogant Ape said Noah's got the hustle. Dean flipped the table. I'm sorry, I don't have your book. Here's best rookie Java. That's what Aldous said.
Oh, okay.
Kemosabe
I want to
from
give a shout
Crazy
out to
Mad.
Lee though. Crazy Mad did point out Lee Byron Carver's Company Man.
Yeah.
Lee is a great creator as a rookie. I
That's
know we
what I was
didn't get
missing.
the physical books. We got the digital. But Lee is definitely a measuring stick as far as newbie creators goes.
El Padrino goes, "What about me, bro?" Sorry, buddy. Got to get the book out first.
Get your book out.
Okay.
He'll
so
be up
our
here
next
next year, maybe.
we got to move it along, guys. We're coming up to the top of the hour. I want to make sure we get them all in because this has been a lot of fun. Person providing the best support to CG and CG creators. Ali, here you get to redeem yourself a bit. You picked the Golden Wrench Award winner, Mo Biggs.
Well, I mean, how could I not? He keeps everybody in their place. He's like a grumpy but funny grandpa that you can't help but love because he's harsh, but he tells you what you need to hear, keeps you on your toes. You're
That's
welcome,
right.
Mo.
And here I have the one of his great quotes. It's always a good time to kick Phoenix.
It is.
He has a lot
Jeremy.
of great quotes.
Oh yeah, Jeremy, you picked the coach.
I did, yes. When it comes to just best support for CG, he usually is one of the first ones that comes to mind, just for all the promotions that he does, and the CG Presents show where it does not matter who you are, as long as you call yourself Comic Skate, he'll let you on a show and promote his book to hundreds of people in the chat. So it came down to him and Bancroft for me, but I went with Coach.
Hail the coach, yeah. Nefarious, you kind of chickened out on this one, but I'm going to allow it. You picked Frog G, Mo Biggs, and/or Tampa.
Oh my gosh.
Tampa does the most promoting consistently, persistently. He is never not tweeting comics for everyone and getting CG books out there to indie eyes all the time on Twitter. I don't see him on YouTube. but I see Frog G on YouTube. And Frog G has a keyboard full of macros where he maps the current campaign, so he can just do this and drop the links in the chat. He's got them all mapped up too. He knows who's on what button. It's crazy. And then of course
it's
there's
insane.
Mo. I'm never in a chat without him. I don't ever see Mo not in the chat. So like
Mo and Froggo are everywhere.
yeah, exactly. So I have to
Like,
give it
what
to
do
these
you
guys.
what do you guys do for a living? Like,
Maybe they're
I'm looking at it
independently
with some of
wealthy.
these.
maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know who Mo Biggs is. Maybe he's a celebrity or something. He's in between filming.
Mo
movies.
is the internet.
Wait,
Yeah,
no.
he is the internet.
He is the internet.
Mo is Nicolas Cage.
So, Rick, you picked the Replicator.
Oh, jeez. I'm just messing with him.
We're messing with him. We're messing with him.
Oh, geez.
Oh man, you know what? There's a lot of people that put a lot of work in for CG, but Rob's always been there for CG, making his videos. I hate to give him credit, but I mean he puts a lot of work in, man.
Yeah, this is kind of painful.
I like Rob. People talk.
Yo, the chat.
They work his ass, but I tell you what, man, my parents, he sent me some stuff and it came destroyed, and I called, hit him up, and he immediately fixed that problem within like an hour. He was already repackaging it, no questions asked. But he puts a lot of work in. I hate this. I love Rob. He's funny, man. He's not funny, but he's funny.
Yeah, but he's funny without intending to be funny, and when he intends to be funny, not so much.
Hashtag
Chat is
relatable.
going. The chat is going off.
I bet was a good pick.
He puts a lot of hard work in for CG creators, man. A lot of what ifs, what to do, what not to do. That's important. Malin was my second, them two, but Rob's the unsung hero.
Okay. For my pick, I chose Pops Van Zant, the promoter. His CromCon, he spends just a ton of time arranging that, getting people to pick their time slots. And then he runs a ladies' night on Friday. He runs almost all day Saturday, almost all day Sunday. He's got a stream in the middle of the day and then a stream at the end of the day, like at 9 p.m., where he has a panel of people on to just talk about whatever. He has somebody else host it on his stream. And then he's got a Monday show, a Tuesday show. I mean, he's everywhere. And, up until very recently, he wasn't here to promote any books. He was just here to promote all of us. It wasn't until somebody suggested to him that Crom be a character. So, I mean, I think he's a great supporter. He's very lively. I think he's a great guy.
Yeah, I agree.
He's very nice.
Did the chat give any suggestions other than giving Rick shit for picking Rob?
A few, yeah. Someone said Bancroft. I think it was Arrogant Ape said Bancroft.
Okay.
Black Rose said Malin. Let's see. I think those might have been the
Neff,
only
you said
two
that
I
Ibex
saw.
had picked somebody?
Yeah, he said Rini because she's hot.
Oh.
Yeah, and then just
That's
a
an
lot of
important
Crazy Matt
thing.
actually called out Rick. He said Rick should get because he's the second best backer after that poll that went around on Twitter. So Rick, don't count yourself out.
Yeah, Rick, I gotta get my hats off to Rick Saylor. He absolutely is not only a super backer, but a super fan. He's in every chat, and the dude's everywhere. So yeah, hail Rick.
Hail Rick.
Who said that?
Mo says he was considering nominating Rick before Rick voted for Rob, and now that's
Hey,
And now
Dean
not
says
so
it's
much.
the
Huh?
worst stream ever.
And Mo also says Rob Teenth is canceled. Yeah, this was Rob Teenth, so enjoy it, Rob.
There you go. I do have to say that Rini, if you want to say it because she's hot, if you look at my videos, the one that has the most views is the one she's my co-host.
Cool.
She's also an ex-Marvel writer who's incredibly talented and created her own language along with her own comic that was based on a role-playing game campaign. I mean, there's a lot about Rini other than the fact that she's hot, bro.
Absolutely. And she's just a bundle of energy and so encouraging. And
She's
when it's
funny
time
when
to get
she's drunk,
serious,
too.
she can. What?
Yeah. She's funny when she's drunk. She's great when she's drunk.
The important
Anybody do
thing.
a sketchbook? If you want to see Rini's real talent, go buy her sketchbook. I mean,
Oh.
she's got a wide skill level of different talents of drawing. Man, it's the
She's got
sketchbook's
different
worth the money.
styles, right?
Yeah, she can draw. I mean, like cartoony weeb shit. She can draw just badass characters. I mean, she's definitely got skills. She's definitely got some skills other than being hot.
She's definitely
Problem
a
is,
great.
I haven't read her book, so I couldn't nominate her.
Oh my
okay.
god.
Yeah, great book. Draws really, really good monsters.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
Our
think
next-
the important thing is that she's hot, though.
That's the most important thing, though. Yeah.
Speaking of hot, and I don't mean necessarily looks, let's talk about the best artist on a CG comic. Holly, you picked James Eric Hodson, the inker for God's Hand.
Mm-hmm. I did.
What about his inking was, that stellar?
I know, he just did the inks, but I just think they're really wicked. They make the darkness look very intense. And I just got this, I don't know, 2 days ago. So, normally inking doesn't really stand out much to me unless it's in black and white. So it surprised me. But I would honestly have preferred this to not be colored and to just have gotten it in black and white so I could just see the inks alone.
Okay. Well, that's high praise. Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with the colors, but I personally prefer black and white usually anyway.
Oh, all right. So, Jeremy, Joe Ball was your selection. Whoops, I went too far on that one. Sorry, guys.
Yes. I chose Joe Ball for the supplemental that he did for Graveyard Shift Volume 3. This was another one that these are probably the two hardest topics for me. This and the best cover, just because there was so many choices out there. But looking back on the art that Joe Ball put in onto that supplemental story, I just really, really enjoyed that. So I had to go with him.
So I kind of gave a spoiler here for you, Nefarious. Sorry about that. You picked Eric Canetti.
Argathena. We got it late. I mean, not late because he delivered it late. I mean, late in the season.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't going to be on my radar. And then I got my hands on it and I was blown away. The art in here is incredible. The cover's gorgeous. The whole book is really well done. Once again, hardcover, but the art is fantastic. I was blown away by Eric Canetti's work. I want to hire him.
Very cool. Rick,
Nice.
Let's have a look at your choice. Shelby Robertson with 94.
I mean, honestly, I would have picked Shelby for every category, but I wasn't allowed.
Right?
I'm a 90s guy. That's really my favorite era of comic books, and Shelby's just right there with the 90s style. Now, he can draw ridiculous stuff other than his radicality. I mean, I've got more books from Shelby than I do anybody else, but he's a straight up 90s big bad, big muscles, hot chicks, big guns, funny dialogue. I just love his style. It's awesome.
Well, I can definitely tell you that you don't have to convince me because I also picked Shelby Robertson.
Nice.
I got his variant on Tragedy. I picked, his cover for Tin Soldier, or Relentless Tin Soldier, his sketchbook. I mean, it's just, you're right. I can't agree more with just the fact that he harkens back to a time where I was just loving comic books. So, I definitely picked Shelby as well. Did anyone in the chat say who they would like? I think, Ali, we're back to you again.
Well, Dean said he's never drawing again, but Snuggie said Roquefort, and Rob said, oh my god, Shelby's work on Goliath will be his best work. Ibex said EVS is my nominee, as cliche as it is.
No, that's not cliche. He is a great artist.
No, that was my second pick, actually. EBS.
A lot of people are picking Mel for the Lucent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm seeing a lot of picks from LB.
I didn't get there yet. Yes, Melby.
Yeah, Ethan's on the top of his game right now. You can't deny that. I mean, I got a lot of his books, and his work in Cyberfrog is
Yeah.
superior to everything he's done before.
The detail
And
is
thoughts and
incredible.
prayers go out to him and the family after their the loss that they
Yeah,
suffered.
I seen that right before I got on the show, man. It's sad.
Dean, you get best whiner right now.
Okay, let's
we
go to the
we
next
also have
category then.
Eric Minolkowski in here, and Zach, obviously, and Joe Ball, a couple other people. I mean,
What?
El Padrino said Eric Canetti's the GOAT. Thank you very much. I feel vindicated. Yeah, and Dean for best whiner, right?
The best whiner. I should
I'm
have
not
had that category.
gatekeeping you, Crazy Matt. I can't see everything.
Oh,
I should
Crazy
have had
Matt
that
said
category
Oh.
because-
I picked Dean
Right,
after Joe Ball.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's look at best writer on the CG comic. Allie, you picked Von Klaus.
I did. He managed to create a fully fledged story that has plenty of action mixed in with the right amount of humor, which is not easy. Because a lot of people either they put in like too much of one thing or not enough of another thing, or they make it go too fast, or yeah. But I thought that it flowed all perfectly and freaked me out at the right parts, was interesting at the right parts, was funny at the right parts. It all it didn't feel indie, I guess, if that makes sense. Like it felt like it could be on an actual shelf. Does that make
Definitely,
sense? Like,
without a doubt, that book
Sure.
would look out of place in any shop. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So, Lord Crackhead, you picked Bancroft.
I did, yes. In terms of writing, the story that Bancroft is crafted and is crafting, hands down, has me the most invested out of any CG property, hands down. This story just has kind of everything that I'm looking for in a story in terms of, a little bit of the fantasy elements, a little bit of the sci-fi, the mystery, the intrigue, great world building, a long history with thousands of years of lore with interesting characters. It's got everything that I look for in a book.
Very good. Yes, I agree that it was way up there. I almost picked him, but we'll talk about my pick in a few minutes. Nefarious, you picked Francisco Arce.
This was highly slept on. This is the best written book of the year. It was incredibly paced. The characters were fully realized. It was a complete story arc. The writing was dramatic and funny, and the action moved. The characters were so well conceived. I mean, like the character of Junkman, the nature of like the plague and everything taking over, the fact that he had like, crazy skateboard punks, the imagination that it took to like come up with this, but also then to pace out the writing the way that it was done really impressed me. And I think Escape or Die Undead Border was sorely lacking in people paying attention to it. It was a second chance campaign, to be fair. So some people already had it probably, but I didn't, and I'm very glad I picked it up.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
No, that's a good book.
Rick, you agreed with Ali.
Yay.
This book was hard because all three books right there were my choice. The Lucid, Escape or Die was, like you were saying, that was sorely underrated book, man. Those guys rock. The book, something about Monster MD though. The story is, I kind of get hooked me in, just like Bancroft's, but it was just more. I don't know, more monstery. Just the way he wrote it was good. This was a hard pick for me, to be honest. I'm not even a big reader, so between the Lucid, Escape or Die, Monsters just had me a little bit more hooked than the other two.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
great concept too.
Right.
Like it's so simple.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's simple. It's flowing. This one was hard because all three of these books were great. The writing's definitely getting better in CG with books like this keep coming out and people just up in the game. It's awesome.
So for my pick, I picked Clint Stoker with his book Downcast. I originally backed this more because I liked Clint than I liked the potential concept here. But when I got it and read it, I have to tell you that not only did I think that this was the best written book of 2021, but I think perhaps this is among the best I've ever read. This was just, I was intrigued and invested right from the start. I did the catch up tier, so I was able to read volumes 1, 2, and 3. I can't wait till the next one comes out. I started looking more at alternative books because of Clint. It's just, I was blown away by the writing, and yeah, I think that this one was underappreciated as well.
For sure, that was a good book. Like I said, this category is hard. There's so many good ones. All 4 of them deserve what they get, credit.
Do we have anybody in the chat that either agreed or had other selections?
I see a Brian Kriskow from Arrogant Ape.
Yay!
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And a Kimosabi or Phil Diaz from Crazy Mad.
Yeah.
Also
All right.
see,
Great
yeah,
choices.
Star
Yep.
Circuit's in there too.
Oh, Joe Catapano. Okay. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good. This was hard.
Mo says his writer gatekeeps him. So.
I see. Okay, so our next category is Best Overall CG Comic of 2021. And a really, really weird turn of events. We all 5 picked the same one. We all picked
What?
Nuclear Warhead Samurai.
Yeah, I told you,
Wow.
man.
Java the
Best
Creator
book.
and the Quad.
What?
I couldn't
Hail
believe that all
Java.
5. Wait.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Nope. Frequency Girls. She's in my ear. She says, "No, Brian, knock it off. You're lying." Oh, okay.
No, it's true. You all picked that, right?
I certainly
Yeah.
picked it.
Easy to read.
Best overall comic. Ali, you picked Monster MD. I think
Yep.
for a lot of the reasons that you just said, but is there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I said just a second ago, like, it's just so simple. But it's, brilliant in its simplicity. It could easily translate to a series,
Mhm.
and but also the design. That's what I was gonna say. The design of there's a logo that he made that is on like the button that it came with, and then making the letters like that, like everything was so well thought out. It's very thoroughly done. Like nothing is just thrown in. Like everything was all put together very well.
Yeah,
It
they're
all-
highly
it all round.
stylized.
To your
Yeah,
point
that's
about this being
better.
potentially a great, ongoing. Do we know? Is there going to be a Monster MD 2?
There
Oh, no,
will
no,
be a
no.
Monster MD2, yes.
I meant like a TV series.
Oh, that kind of series. Okay.
That
you know
because
what? I can
when
see
I was
that.
reading it, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wow, this would
Oh,
translate
yeah.
so well
Definitely.
because and people like this stuff. Like and it's I keep saying it, but like the simplicity is what is awesome about it. It's
Well,
not like
sometimes less is more.
it's not
Yeah, the
overly
art flows.
complicated. It's just what it is.
hmm
And it's exactly so there are some things that I think are perfect, and when I say perfect, I mean it's exactly what it needs to be. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing is wasted. Everything is used perfectly. Also, there was a part that really freaked me out because I was like eating when I read it, and then it said like let's get ready to eat or something, and I was like or no, I was thinking about I mean, I had a thought. I was like, I need to go get lunch or something. And it was like, are you ready to eat? And I was like, I had to put it down. It scared me. I was afraid.
He was in your head at the time.
Yeah, if you can scare me in a book, like, I automatically like it better.
Jeremy, I don't think we're surprised, but I think it's a good pick. Tell us about your selection for the best overall book.
Yeah, I went with the Lucent, pretty much for all of the same reasons. It was best writer. I love the art in this book too. Don't get me wrong. Mike's a great artist and a really, really great colorist. He's getting better and better at that all the time. But just for this just had everything that I look for in a story, and I am highly invested in the future of the Lucent. So had to go
Very
with this
good.
one.
Nefarious, you picked Russ Leach's Only Death Can Save Us.
Came out really early in the year, so I'm sure people, like, as we went on, more recent books started to settle in as occupying the mind and the attention. But Only Death Can Save Us was I think, the best book that came out this year, and it came out early. So I don't know if people are comparing, it to what has come recently, but it's a perfect example of like the old comic book style art. It had the old comic book style pages, very papery. The art is great. He makes excellent use of perspective. Russ can really write a story too. It is wordy in places, but it earns the privilege to be wordy in those places by being, action oriented in others. It's a full story too. And yeah, I don't have much else to say.
Very curvy, Bronze Age-esque. Love Russ's work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good book.
Rick, you picked Cyberfrog Blood Honey by Ethan Van Sciver. What about that made this the best overall book?
I'm just gonna go with the art. It was awesome. I was gonna pick Shelby, but I didn't think I could pick her for another category. But this one, the artwork was really good, man. It's just, like I said, he's upped his game so much. If you go back, get some of his old artwork, it's good. This is, he's at his apex. I mean, he's doing, story was good. New characters he's bringing in was good. Just the colors. To me, everything about this book was, I'm more of an artwork guy than a story guy. So the artwork in this book is, I mean, the details, colors, just everything about it was a sexy book.
Excellent. Yeah, he's definitely a great part of the scene, if you will. I'm going to go with Downcast with Clint Stoker. Ignacio Lazaro, his art, I mean, it's sort of reminiscent to me of like Terry Hodson or maybe a Frank Cho. But more than just the art, I go back to my comments about the writing. I can't wait for the next one. And this one here was the entire package: the pacing, the mystery, the action, and it's a great start to the hero's journey, in my opinion, too. So I think that this one was it just inched out a few others, but I do think it was the best one. Do we have anyone picking their best of overall in 2021?
Whose turn is it?
I see a Graham Nolan's The Chenoo from Nicholas Greer up top.
Okay.
Downcast 3 from Snuggie. Lost Pages from Crazy Mad.
Cyberfrog from Ibex because, that's all he reads.
Snuggie said $4.99 scared him. Lost Pages from Comics May. Only Death from Can Save Us from Arrogant Ape.
Okay,
I
great.
think that's it.
Well, we've gone way over, but I want to thank everyone so much for watching. This has been fun. It was fun putting this together. It's been fun having you guys on the panel. It's been a lot of great discussion. I want to thank the chat for being here and being so participatory. I'm always glad to have your input and your comments. So listen, everybody, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Please have a look at Toro Tales #1 and The Shifter, which will be launching 1 week from this Friday on Bancroft Show.
Well, thanks for having us on.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks so much, everybody. Hail the chat, and we will see you next week.
Bow.
Bow.
Wow.